Witness.
The defense calls Pontius Pilate to stand.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, at this time I must excuse myself until such a time as said witness has concluded testimony. For his ascension into the lap of the Lord, Pontius Pilate and myself were co-owners in a successful chain of pizza parlors in the East Purgatory. For this reason, at this time, I must excuse myself. Bailiff, get your ass up there and adjudicate. Pronto. Proceed.
Fabiano, do you have a pen I can borrow? I fear you're lost.
Only if I can shove it through your eye.
Oh, Fabiano, why won't you accept my sincerity? You know, I'm always thinking of you, even though you're always here and I'm always there. I still think of you, even though you never leave.
Get on with it.
Forgive the outburst, surely. Forgive the outburst, Julius the Bailiff. Can I call you Julius?
I guess so.
How about Jules?
Sure.
So tell me, Jay, shall we commence?
That'd be good.
The defense calls Pontius Pilate.
Objection, Your Honor.
On what grounds?
On the grounds that it's objectionable.
Overruled.
Your Honor, I know it is. I may not be able to put it into words, but I can feel it. I know I can.
Sit down, Opahita.
Name, Pontius Pilate.
Pontius Pilate.
That's right, baby.
Are you a licensed pilot?
Sit down!
Mr. Judas Iscariot came to your tent to recant his testimony, correct?
On the advice of counsel, I cite my right to plead the Fifth Amendment.
You then told Judas Jesus was only going to receive a beatdown, correct?
On the advice of counsel, I cite my right to plead the Fifth Amendment.
You will bear the responsibility for the death of Christ. Not Judas Iscariot, but you. Judas recanted. Do you deny that?
On the advice of counsel, blah, blah, blah. Your Honor, I got a 2 p.m. tea time. Can I get out of here?
This won't take long.
Judas came to your office and begged you, on bended knee, to take the silver and release Jesus. Do you deny that?
Hey, if I had messed up as bad as that cat had, I would ask for a rebate on them ducats, too.
So you admit that Judas did try.
No, I don't admit that. Did you hear me admit that?
Mr. Pilate, you were the 5th prefect of Judea, correct?
Correct?
A prefect being what?
Governor, also known as procurator. My official title was hegemon.
Hegemon?
Translated from the Greek, it means excellency.
I see. And you governed or procurated over Judea from 26 to 36 AD, correct?
Longest 10 years of my life.
Why do you say that?
Hey, you ever been to Judea, Missy? It ain't no Paris, France, believe that.
I see.
Yeah, Moses must have read that map backwards. If that was the promised land, them Jews should have held out for a better promise.
Mr. Pilate, how was the peace kept in Judea?
By any means necessary.
Violently?
Violently or otherwise, they was free to have it any way they wanted.
According to Philo of Alexandria, who wrote about you in 41 CE, your tenure as governor was marked by countless executions without trial, wanton injustice, graft, and ceaseless and grievous cruelty. Care to comment?
Nah, I don't.
How many deaths did you preside over during your tenure?
A lot. I don't apologize for any of them either. Them Jews, they was rowdy.
Rowdy?
Yes, rowdy, as in not docile, as in a brother had to put his foot down.
And you put it down, didn't you?
Damn skippy I did. Orders from Rome. What's a brother to do?
Mr. Tyler, how many crucifixions did you preside over during your tenure?
About a few hundred or so?
And you publicly washed your hands of how many of them?
I don't know what you mean by that.
I mean that other than Jesus of Nazareth, out of over 700 crucifixions and countless executions, did you ever, in any other instance, publicly wash your hands and attempt to abdicate responsibility for your actions, Mr. Pilate?
I don't recall.
You ordered the death of Christ, you and you alone, and you punted off on Jesus' reticence and Judas' impetuousness and the politics of the Sanhedrin and the rowdiness of the Jewish people. Isn't that correct, Pontius Pilate? Yes or no?
You can go on squawking like that if you want to. My conscience is clean.
One man, Mr. Pilate, in all of Judea, one man alone had the authority to order another man to death. Who was that man?
Am I on trial here, Missy? Because last time I checked, it was your client Judas Iscariot freezing his ass off in the ninth circle of hell, not me.
My client recanted with a remorseful heart and was ignored.
And you gotta take it up with them Jews, not me. I mean, this ain't some new theory I'm telling you. Them Jews worship a jealous, angry, and vengeful God. And guess what? Surprise, surprise, they was jealous, angry, and vengeful themselves.
It's always the Jews, isn't it, Mr. Pilate?
Damn sure wasn't Judea.
You want to know what I really think, Mr. Pilate? There is nothing that we know about you. Absolutely nothing. Suggests you would have even a passing hesitation about putting any Jew to death, much less a revolutionary figure like Jesus, who is being proclaimed the Messiah, who would enter Jerusalem to crowds of cheering supporters. You hated your assignment. You hated Judea. Mr. Pilate, you hated Jews. Hated them. But you hated them because you knew they were stronger than you. And that made you resentful and vengeful and furious. That's what I think. I think you're hiding behind historical inaccuracies and outright lies. You didn't wash your hands, Pontius Pilate. History did it for you. Isn't that right?
Well, I think I've heard enough here.
If you are a man, Pilate, you don't know the truth.
The truth? Whose truth are you talking about? The truth is, I was named a saint for the Ethiopian church. The truth is, I was named a martyr for the Christian church in 348 AD. That's the damn truth.
A Christian martyr.
Did I stutter, girlie?
Well, I guess that's what they mean about history being a lie agreed to.
A lie? What do you know about what's a lie and what's the truth? What do you know about my history? All you got to go on is 4 different books written by 4 different Jews who weren't even there in the first place. Yeah, you know what? I did meet that Jesus boy. He seemed like a pretty fine fellow. Sure, he looked like a hobo and he smelled like a goat, but give the boy a shave and a shower and he'll be all right, right? You know what else? I like that Judas fellow. That Nazarene boy had character. He didn't come up on me begging, groveling, crying like a girl. He faced me like a man, like a Roman almost. And that impressed me. I was willing to just have him be clubbed in the head a little bit, redirect his youthful energies. But them Jews wasn't having any of that. I did what I had to do to preserve the damn peace. Why? Because it was my damn job. That's why. My honor is defined by my integrity, and my integrity is defined by my truth. And I defy you here and now to produce one shred of evidence to support your wild and defamatory claims. You best check the resume 2 times before you start trying to sweep dirt under a Roman's rug. I'm clean like a dove and ready for love, Missy. I live in heaven. What do you do with that, girlfriend?
I think, Mr. Pilate, you've told us all we need to know.
All right, then, I'm going to roll out now, boo. You know, work on my short game.
Witness is excused.
Hail Caesar, baby.
One quick question, Mr. Pilate. You can move, just sit down real quick. Now, I wonder if you would tell the court, Mr. Hedgen, if in fact Judas Iscariot did come to your tent to recant. I'm not saying he did or didn't hear people. After all, the only gospel that says anything at all about Judas recanting is Matthew. So it's 3 against 1, and the one in question wasn't only a Greek, but a drunk and a card cheat. But if by miraculous chance the gin-soaked Greek was correct, could you please tell us, Mr. Pilate, and this is very important, did Judas Iscariot appear to be recanting out of genuine remorse for his heinous crime, or out of neck-saving fear?
Now, I'm a man, and the defense counselor may dispute this, but I'm a man who happens to know a lot about remorse, personal or otherwise. Now, remorse is very rare, but when you see it, It's unmistakable. Judas Iscariot had no remorse. His fear left no room for it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next witness.
My name's Thomas. Last supper, I was the first one to say that I died for Jesus. I was also the first one to head to the hills to deny me when the Romans came and arrested him. Then, when he resurrected himself, I was the one who said I wouldn't believe he was who he said he was until I had seen with my own eyes the wounds he felt. As if I was some qualified medical examiner. Point symptoms. The thing of it was, Jesus showed them to me. And not only that, he let me touch them. In a ministry based entirely on the virtues of faith, he gave me proof. I had no faith, and he gave it to me for free. Now, I don't know why I got help with my faith, and Judas didn't get any help with his. I'm not saying that because I like the guy. Because personally, Judas was a bit of a jerk. He was the kind of guy where one minute he's your best friend, the next minute he's making fun of you in front of everyone. Like, what he used to do was, he'd say that the reason Jesus had to do a miracle of the loaves and the fishes, well, that was because I'd eaten all the food and almost like a jerk. Say stuff like that all the time. But he could also be a great guy. This one time, we got partnered off to go into this town and heal people and cast out demons, and, well, I was having a really bad day. This one lady, she started going through convulsions. And this other guy, well, I was blind then. But Judas healed him, and that showed me that his faith was genuine. And then, when we got back into town, he didn't even tell anybody how they messed up. In fact, he said how great a job I did. Now, of course, Jesus knew it was bull, but I didn't. It really showed a largeness on Judas. The fact is, Judas was quite large. He was always up there in the top 3 of Jesus' favorites, right up there with Mary Magdalene and Peter, who, by the way, could be a bit of a jerk as well. The trick with Peter was, do not talk about fish. The guy was crazy for fish. Say something wrong about a fish and forget about it. The guy was really crazy. Anyway, some people say Judas did what he did because he was greedy. That's bull. Judas wouldn't wander around the desert for 3 years, a bunch of ragamuffins like us, because he's looking to get rich. Other people say he did it because the devil did it. Again, bull. Judas was loyal, obsessively loyal, loyal to a fault. Judas would have taken on the devil and his entire army, one against the battles that he had to. Other people, they say he did it because he knew the ship was sinking and he was looking to get himself enough to fall back on it. Listen, Judas was not a fallback guy. He was 100% fall forward. I was not fall forward. Not by a long shot. Hardly any of the guys were. Judas was a jerk, but he deserved better. Just once.